Hey up and welcome back to Football Manager 2024. And we're back with Yeovil Town. So, we are at the first game of the season for League 2. I've just seen that Damien Duff is the Journeyman manager. That's not Patson Daka. It is Patson Daka. Wow. So, we're back. We've done pre-season. Got a load to go through before the first game of the season. Thought we'd start with a season preview, and we are predicted to finish 16th, which I'm quite impressed at, considering the the summer we've had has not been an easy summer. If we just have a look through the key players, new signings in there, and Ewan O'Connor are the two players. They signed Jonathan Lecco. So some players you recognise in this league, that's never good, because like Daka isn't that old. Hey, when he at Leeds, yeah. I'm being distracted. Alright, so yeah, we're predicted to finish 16th. If we have a look at the schedule. So, we start at Northampton. Pre-season was a mixed bag. We started at Cadbury Athletic and we got a 6-1 win. Goals from Beckham, Callan, 2 for Cargbo, Haddo and Hudlin got a penalty. We then lost 2-0 to Cercle Bruges, who were considered as I'm pretty sure they were considered as a big team foreign, and we didn't really get anywhere near them. We then had a 2-1 win over Halifax Wanderers, goals from Fitzgerald and Cargbo. Then beat Taunton 6-0, Toffolo, Cargbo with a hat-trick, Vassal and Michael Keane. And Connor Barrett got a 1-0. I've got to show you this goal. I have to show you. This was, as you can see, we were in complete control of the entire game. And then, I want to watch the goals. Connor Barrett steps up and scores this absolute ridiculous goal in the 90+6 to get us a 1-0 win. And when I tell you it's ridiculous. So we have a corner here. It's whipped in, he's headed out, and then he just does that. What a goal from the centre-back, of all people, to get us to win over Kidderminster. Then lost 3-1 to Exeter. Drew 1-0 with Swansea. Beat CS St Laurent 9-1, goal, a hat-trick for Carbo, Callan, Slevin, Toffolo, Barrett and Overman getting goals. And then I wanted to start, before the first game of the season, I wanted to test this against the League 2 opposition. And so we had a game against Dagenham. The result looks a lot better, makes us look a lot worse than it was actually. We dominated the game. And as we know from the time at Sullyhall, Dagenham are a bit of a bogey side for us. So it was a well-deserved goal and we definitely deserved it. But we start the season at Northampton. Now, we're going to go to transfers. You've already seen a couple of transfers. We're currently looking at bringing in Hayden Spicer from Birmingham. He's going to come in as a right back for us. What is Ashcroft doing? Has he actually gone to a club yet? Yeah, he went. So he wanted to leave us, and he's ended up staying in the National. Have no words. So yeah, we're currently looking at bringing him in. We've got Jack Jenkins coming in. He's on a free agent, coming in to fill in this role, in the deeper role for us. And we're looking at George Saunders, who... Why are we looking... It's been a little while since I played this. I'm not really sure why we're looking at bringing him in. Oh, I think it's a choice of we're going to take one or the other, and it's going to be Jenkins. So if we have a look at our transfer history, as you can see, lots of in, lots of out. So we'll start with the... No, not that many ins, quite a few outs. There's some that we're going to have to go across. So we brought in Charlie Sayers. We've had him on trial for a lot of times over the past couple of years. And I was like, we need a centre-back. He ticks all the boxes. He's he's come in as a fringe player. He's happy to be that backup. He's very much an emergency player. Can play left-back as well. Kind of comes in. I feel like he's going to play the same role that Honorias played and players like that. So he's come in on a free. We brought in Juraj Varga from Luton on a free. He's a youngster. Looking to loan him out. Is he? He's in our under 18s, yeah. Gonna look at loaning him out. one for the future. We brought in Furan Al-Walid from Fulham. He comes in, he's our left winger, but we'll get into that in a minute. He comes in 3-star, looks decent. Pre-season, not been great, as you can see. Not really stepped up in pre-season for us. We brought in Ronaldo Taraj on a permanent deal from QPR. Since we had him at Birmingham, he had at Solihull, he's been all over the place. So we had him there, and he made 5 goals, 2 assists in 17 games for us was good. He then went back. QPR then signed him on a free, loaned him to Halifax. Then he's gone back, and he didn't have the greatest season. But it's the fact that if you look, they started training him to play right back, and I'm just like, what are you doing to him? So his potential has taken a big hit. But he's come in as another fringe player, gives us a bit of squad depth. We then signed Patsy Slevin on loan, and this is another one that I think he'll be recalled by January. He had a very good season last season at Bromley, where he finished top goal scorer, 22 goals in 40 games. QPR have set him the target to get 20 goals with us, and he's very good. We know he can be good. He got 3 and 9 for us on loan the season before, and then we've finally got Bailey Noyce. We're going to loan him out. I don't think he's ever going to make the grade, but we've wanted him for years. So if we go to the actual fees that were paid out, we have sold some players. So James Jones has gone to TNS on a free. We're paying, I think, a little bit of his wages for the next year. We needed to get rid of him, and he just wasn't going to play. Then we had this happen. So as soon as we won, I don't know if I included it in the last episode. I haven't got around to editing it, but yeah, we got announced promotion, and we were like, yep. And he went, yeah, I want to move to a bigger club. And I was like, really? Like, this is the guy that we were building the team around. We know how good he is. 6, 7 games for us, 8 goals. It's just under a 7, and I was absolutely devastated. And so he had a 275k release clause, in which I said, if someone triggers that, you can go. So he handed in a transfer request, and I was like, well, that wasn't how I wanted that conversation to go. And we had as soon as the window opened, a bunch of clubs triggered it. Birmingham then came in later and offered us less money up front. So all the clubs that had come in had all bid and triggered his release clause. So we couldn't do anything. Birmingham came in and offered us the 235k. They then offered us a bunch of add-ons that take up to 300k, and we have a sell-on clause, which as soon as that happened, that was the club I wanted him to go to. We tried to get him on loan. He turned us down, which is devastating because we've really struggled to find a replacement for him. So that was heartbreaking for us. And Mark Baker, Blackpool came in with how much was it? Was it a 325k deal? And we have a massive sell-on clause for a guy that, let's be fair, hasn't really set the world on fire. Had already told me he wanted to leave because he told me, at the start of the season he wanted to go when the club came in for him. So we've managed to move him on. I don't think he's ever going to make the grade here. Some of his mentals are good, and his first touch is fantastic. Technique's good. Finishing, he had room to grow, but his physicals are just appalling. Was there any extra sales over this side? Oh, yes, there was. So if we go to the ones that happened... So this was one of the big deals we made. He came up as a free agent. He'd been released by Plymouth, and he popped up, and I was like, okay. So I brought him on trial, and I was like, is he the guy to bring in? He's 34. And I was like, attribute-wise, he's fucking brilliant, especially for our league. He's brilliant. He got released midway through the season after playing 25 games for Plymouth in League One, and he's done all right. He was doing all right. So I was like, do you know what? His legs are going to go, but his legs are already going. But is he the leader we need? We stick him alongside a guy with a bit of pace, and I felt like it was a good deal. We did have this. He did want this into his contract, which we agreed to. So he's actually agreed to join on £1,600 a week. Cargbo then got a new contract, which took him to £1,800 a week. And then the promotion rises came in and it took it to £2,000. So before he's even played a competitive game for us, he's already gone to £2,000 a week. But I think for a player of his quality for our team, it was a no-brainer. It was between him and Emmanuel Fernandez from... Emmanuel Fernandez? I think it's Emmanuel Fernandez from Peterborough, who also was going to come in, but I didn't feel like we needed both of them to come in as star players. So, yeah, we brought him in. We also got Ronald Benjamin from Gloucester for... Did that say 4.5k? Yeah, 4.5k. I saw some clubs triggered it, and I took a chance, and it turns out he's actually a really good player. The Trinbagonian comes in. He's a regular starter, and I think he's a very good player. And I was quite happy to bring him in as the attacker midfielder. We play an advanced playmaker with him. Lacks a bit of flair, but he's done well in pre-season. We also brought in Stuart Griffiths from Chippenham, a youngster to go out on loan. Big old target forward. And Christopher Burrell from Millwall, who's an Australian centre-back. We've already loaned him out to Kidderminster. And then on the outs, James Carragher went to Leyton Orient for 18k. DiMaggio Wright-Phillips went to Carlisle, where he had in a transfer request. He actually missed training at one point. So as soon as he missed training, I was like, okay, he's done. And Sidic went to Naft Al Wasat for 15k, rising to 17k. So it was a big season for transfers. We've still got some stuff to do, but it leaves the squad kind of looking like this. So we have Rose and Ashby Ham. Oh, one other thing we will do. We'll go players out on loan. So right now out on loan, Sebastian Wassel is at Woking. Alex Bryn is at Newport. Who's at I'm pretty sure the season before he was at Hereford. Where? Oh, see, I thought I didn't. That's disappointing. I thought he was a lot lower down than that. So, yeah, he's currently on loan at, Aston Kilford is on loan at Chesham. Mamola's at Gloucester. Kane Eddy is at Slough. Olafemi is at Dulwich Hamlet. Rodri Shannon is at Maidstone. Ali Musto is at Chesham. Luke Barnes at Slough. Christopher Burrell at Kidderminster. Matthias Shabur has gone to Barnet. And then Ryan Hodges at Torquay. So we've got a lot of players out on loan. We keep being whinged about that, but they're all getting... The idea is that they all get football. We don't loan players out unless they're listed as like regular starters. Financially, we're in a good place. You know, the transfers have really helped. We also had a new contract. Club vision is to avoid relegation and just be competitive in all the trophies. Our contract now expires at the end of next season. They wouldn't give me a 3-year contract. It was so frustrating. We haven't looked at upgrading anything yet. Captains are Grant Foster and Michael Keane. Grant Foster was the obvious choice. He's got really good leadership. He's cemented himself as our left back. So let's get into this first game, and our first game in Sky Bet League 2. We've always been slow starters, and they are playing a 3-3-2-1. So this is going to be your lineup for the game against Northampton. So we're going to go with Rose in goal. That is a position that I think Ashby Hammond could replace him very easily. He hasn't been convincing in pre-season, and I think we might actually see Ashby Hammond take over there. Jay Ben is our right back with Keane and O'Connor in centre back. Foster at left back. O'Neill and Sengarangoya are playing as the midfield two, with Corey Callan on the right, Beckham on the left, and Patsy Slevin in behind Cargbo. So this is part of the reason why I think that QPR are going to recall Patsy Slevin, is because we're going to play him at Cam. We played him there at pre-season. He came in for the final few games playing at Cam, and him and Cargbo linked up really fucking well. So, as you can see, last 5 games, 7.5 and a 7.12. They've linked up really well as in that duo. So I'm hoping that QPR are going to moan, but I feel like this could actually be a way to go forwards. Our bench is going to be Ashby Hammond, with Barrett and Rob Dunn as the defenders on the bench, can cover all of the back four. Aidan Haddo, who we signed on a permanent, and he's quite happy to be the backup. Benjamin, who will rotate with Slevin. Alfie Robinson, who has been, end of last season was doing really, he's picked up some numbers and he's playing well. For 5 great K, he's looking like a fantastic deal. And Kyle Hudlin. The idea, to be fair, Hudlin. Do we want Hudlin? No, we're going with Cuthbertson. So I've been playing Cuthbertson in pre-season because I feel like Hudlin. The whole point of Hudlin is he does what Cargbo does, but we now have Slevin that we can just move up into that into that striker role. But that is your lineup. Let's get into this game. All right. First highlight is going to Northampton with a throw. They're going to whip this in. Senga and Goy does really well. Beckham struggles to get that out, and they're going to keep hold of the ball. Goes here to Romero, to Hobson, out here to Molyneux. That's really good ball in, and Daniel Hastings makes it 1-0. And going by the stats, they've had absolutely nothing. That's their first shot on goal. And O'Connor is question marks need to be asked. We've got good shape. I don't understand what happens here. It's just Molyneux ball in, and O'Connor just should clear that up. And Rose again just kind of watches it go past him. That's a disappointing start. That's their second shot on goal. All right, ball here with Hall. Corey Callan's done it again. Straight red card for Corey Callan, as for some reason, each season he now has to just go and snap someone. All right, corner for Northampton. Hastings to put this in. Cleared off the line. Robertson gets it clear. We started really brightly, but it's just we've not been good since. Hastings here. Rose fumbles it. Ball out here to Shipley. Shipley's going to whip the ball in. O'Connor's another corner here for Northampton. Gets headed out. Haddo. There's no one up there. And that's a blind pass. Oh my God. That is it. The bar bounced off the line and bounced out like... Oh, this has been a rude awakening for us. And that is full time, our first game. As I said, we started brightly and then we just got progressively worse. The goal, we just dropped as soon as the goal went in, and then Callan sending off just absolutely killed us. O'Connor's got the best match rating on our team, and I don't understand how, because he was at fault for the goal. He should stick with his man, and then, yeah, it's poor. Okay, so I think we will come back. It's going to be the York and Port Vale game because it will include deadline day. I don't know how much business we'll do on deadline day, but we'll come back with that. To be fair, I didn't actually point out the fact that we have $500,000 and 15 grand a week in wages available for us this season. But yeah, we'll come back for them games. It's a cup game against Sutton and then a few league games there. So it'll be York and Port Vale. York, of course, got promoted with us. And then, yeah, we'll come back for them games. If you've enjoyed this episode, please make sure you smash that like button down below. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. All the support does mean the world to me. Thank you very much. I have been Justin, and you have had just enough.